And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called Virulence, an infectious card game. Now, this here from Genius Games, and they've been making games based on science, and this is one of those games that is loosely based on science. You are a virus infecting a host cell, and you're just trying to get to replicate your viral components. So this game has it's not, don't run away, right? Like, science. No. First of all, you shouldn't do that anyway. But secondly, this game is not a complex game. It's a game in which you are trying to get cards that are worth points, and you do so through a little bit of an auction type thing, or playing a card from your hand. I'll just show you. At the beginning of the game, each player is going to get 7 cards in their hand. They get this reassortment card, and then they're also going to get numbered cards from 1 to 6. The game's going to start each round. There's a bonus card flipped face up, and you're going to turn over cards equal to the number of players in the game. So you can see a spherical envelope, 2 helical cards, and a number 9 card have been flipped over here. Each player is going to play a number card from their hand face down in front of them. So let's say, for example, these are the 4 cards that are played. We'll turn these over. Whoever plays the highest card gets the first pick. So maybe the 3 decides to take the 9. Now this 9 is going to replace one of their numbers. So this is the only card that they have in their hand or discard pile. So maybe they'll get rid of the 3, maybe. And now they have a 9 that they'll be able to use for the rest of the game. So you only ever will have 6 number cards, but you can make them go all the way up to 9. Then the 2 2s are next. Now since they tied, they're each going to roll 2 dice. And whoever has the higher number, well, they both rolled 6s here. So here's an 8 and a 5. So this player goes first. That player takes a spherical envelope. The next player takes the helical. The next number 1 player takes the helical. Whatever cards that you have played are now discarded, and you have to play a different card. If you play the reassortment card from your hand, you will take no cards that round, and instead you're going to just pick up all your cards, so you get your 6 number cards back. If you play through all 6 of your number cards, you don't have to play this card, you just automatically get them back the next round. So what are the cards that are in this set that will be showing up? Well, you've already seen these spherical envelopes here. Whoever has the most of them at the end of the game is going to get 12 points. Second most, 6 points, and whoever has the least will lose 6 points. The helical and the icosahedral cards are parts of sets. If you have once you get them, you put them together to make a set, and that's going to be that many points at the end of the game. So if I have 4 icosahedral cards, I'll get 16 points. Also, the first person to complete a set will get this bonus card. We turn it over, and the next bonus card would be for a helical set. Vaccines. Viruses hate vaccines, but sometimes you're forced to take these, and these will make you lose points. There's also 1 cards in here. These aren't very useful because you're forced, if you take one of these, to replace one of your number cards with them. Increased virulence cards are going to give you some points at the end of the game, but also whenever you deal with a tie, you will add numbers to your die roll. And that's pretty much it, the different cards that are in a deck, except there's 2 more. There's genomes. These cards are going to be just worth straight points. This one happens to be worth 3, but there's also cards that are worth 4. And then there's some wild cards. This helical and icosahedral card can go with either set. You're going to continue to play until you've gone through the entire deck. At that point, you will add all your points that you got, bonus points, points for having the most of the envelope cards, and then counting up points for each of your sets that you have, losing points for vaccines, and whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. So the whole thing has a very virusy look to it. I'm assuming that it's pretty correct on how everything looks, and it's very easy to tell everything apart. There's not that many cards in the game. You're basically looking for numbers. The card quality is not excellent, but it's good, and it will work for what this game needs. The rule book is very, very clear. It tells you exactly how to play the game. And at the very end, it even tells you a little bit about the science involved in the game and a 2-player variant, because if you play just a regular 2-player game, it's not quite as good. So you're going to be playing, you play a few extra cards and things when you're playing 2 players. That's what's in the game. These are the kind of games that make me happy, because it's a theme that's not very common, and yet it's a really simple game. If you played simple games like Sushi Go or Cat Lady, this is in that same category. You're trying to get the most cards worth points, and you do so by playing those cards from your hand. So when do you play your 6? I'll play it when there's a 9 or an 8 out there. That way I have a better card to use in the future. Or maybe I'll go for these points, the 3 or 4 points. Those are easy. Or should I go for the sets? Now, sets can be a ton of points and get you those bonus points. So you want to go for those, but everyone else. Or what about the one where you don't want to have the fewest at the end of the game because you lose 6 points? But these are not complex decisions. It's just you have 6, 7 cards in your hand, or 3 or 4, however many cards you have at any point, and which card you're going to play. The only maybe slightly hanging bit I might have is when there's a tie, you roll dice at the beginning of the game. That's super random. But as the game goes by, you're going to get some people take cards that give you bonuses to die rolls. And also, if you're not careful, you could let somebody get a handful of 8s and 9s, in which case they win every round, and you are going to have a hard time of it because they're going to get a lot of points. You definitely need to use the 2-player variant. The 2-player game without the variant does not really work well, but as it is, it's a very simple game. 2 to 5 players. Everyone is playing cards, drafting. I don't think there's anything like brand spanking new here that I haven't seen in games before, except the theme. This theme works well. I mean, it's just there, right? But this is the kind of game, like if you were a science teacher, you could be like, let's play this. And while we're at it, let's talk about what helix means and what, or helical means and isosymmetrical means. You know, you have a few terms throughout there, but you're playing a fun, light game, and everyone can sit there and try to grab cards. So I like the packaging. I like the look. I like the simplicity of it. I like Virulence, the game. Dice Tower Judgment, approved!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!